Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 86. Hey, now we're almost at a full year, coming up on a year. What is that? We have 56 weeks in a year. Yeah, we're almost like 20 episodes away. So, I mean, what is that? 26 episodes? That is not too far off. That's a couple months, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming up on season 3 of the AfroMattt Show. It's been a couple good years, and honestly, I love doing this, and I do it for fun. I don't care what happens to it. It's a good way to decompress after a stressful week, and I like getting my ideas out there, my thoughts, and I like having this outlet for all my future employers to see and dissect and hold it against me when applying for jobs. And that's why I do it, because I want to be unemployable. That being said, I am retarded, because I have tried to start this podcast about 3 times, and I've accidentally pressed the stop recording button about 4. Yeah, so we're on our third attempt here. So, I mean, I didn't really get far. Instead of pausing the intro, I just hit end record, like stop recording, like it's the pause button, which is my bad. So we're here recording. The date is September 16th. We have a jam-packed episode for you today. We have 9/11. 9/11 is pretty crazy. We're not going to go too much into 9/11, so actually I don't really have anything except for a couple tweets, but that's not the whole podcast. We have a lot in store. We have AI news, we have Filipino news, we have Hillary Clinton somehow is still making it into the news. Homeless people, something about Florida man, something. Yeah, we've got some good stuff coming up, so let's get right into the news. I always forget where my news one is. I have so many of these weird sound. Oh, here we go. Here's the news one. I forgot to use this. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For some reason, the KoolAid Man is bringing you the news today. News from the KoolAid Man. Oh yeah. I want to hear what the KoolAid Man sounds like real quick. Sorry. KoolAid Man. Oh yeah. Let's listen to this one. I like this. KoolAid Man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey KoolAid. Oh yeah. KoolAid. Hey KoolAid. Hey KoolAid. Oh yeah. Here. It's always like weird kids. KoolAid's got thirst on the run. Get a big. Whoa. Oh yeah. KoolAid to the rescue. Oh yeah. I love the KoolAid Man, dude. He's such a lovable character. And he's always busting in places where he's not supposed to be. Speaking of which, our guest today is the KoolAid Man. KoolAid Man. Imagine a man like a fully dressed KoolAid Man busts through my wall right now. Just screams, "Oh yeah!" Then I lose the down payment on my apartment because he broke down my wall. Then I get evicted, and then my podcast is literally from the streets, like a man on the streets kind of podcast, except I'm the man on the street. The man on the street. sort of deal. A lot of homeless people out right now. What's the deal with homeless people? I mean, like, just get a job. All right, let's move into the news here. Speaking about jobs, we have AI taking jobs. What is this about? An AI-generated artwork state fair victory fuels argument over what art is. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. So I purchased this thing. It's an AI, and you guys have probably heard about it in the news or social media or whatnot. But a game design has sparked controversy after submitting an image created by an AI text-to-image generator into a state fair competition and taking home first prize. So what this guy did was tell an AI what to draw. It drew it, using algorithms or however it works, and he entered the picture into like a state fair and won first place. Jason Allen says that this piece, he is first off, he's not sorry for it. A lot of people are actually pretty pissed, artists are pretty pissed because they're like, well, there's a lot of artists that tried really hard and put real artwork into that thing, and you submitted a picture and won first place. But I think he did it what he did was actually more art than probably what the artist did. His was sort of a performative art, like, hey, this AI is better than all of you, and your hopes and dreams should be crushed. This should crush your hopes and dreams of ever achieving this level of artwork in this quick amount of time. So I went in, I actually purchased this subscription to this art manufacturing AI service. It is called Midjourney, and it's fascinating. I'll tell you this: AI has gotten to a point where it's freaky. I was telling it to make freaking crazy artwork. I was typing in Mr. Beast YouTuber with mouth open eating a Mr. Beast burger, and it was like pumping out multiple photos of Mr. Beast for me to enjoy. Unfortunately, you cannot use the keyword naked, so I could not see Mr. Beast in naked, but the AI has that capability. It's just a blocked word. So, I mean, eventually AI will just be to the point where it's literally producing TV shows, producing music. Like music, like I wrote this on my Twitter. Art will be dead in a few short years. I think that the future of art is just people being harvested for their creativity to make up prompts for the AI to draw up. And we've known art is dead for a while now. The AI is already almost producing art. Like, in a roundabout way, art is already being produced by AI. It's more of an algorithm because the stuff people watch is what gets shared on the algorithm. The algorithm tells new producers what people want to watch, and in that way it's sort of like which came first, the content that viewers like to watch, or did the algorithm suggest it in the first place? So it's sort of a chicken and the egg scenario. But I mean, music is like already sounds almost like an AI is making it. You have Lizzo singing songs about I don't even listen to Lizzo. I was gonna make a joke about what Lizzo sings about, and I do not know what she sings about. Let's see, Blackpink. So Blackpink is a band from China, and let's see. Yeah, here it is. They released a song as of recording this 9 hours ago, and it has 50 million views. So, I mean, needless to say, they're one of the biggest bands or I guess girl pop groups in the world. And I mean, all of their songs sound, I mean, they're a Korean pop band. So let's listen to a little bit of this. This feels racist. I'm off rip. This feels racist. I mean, they're like flashing gang signs and they're like wearing bandanas. And she's dressed like she's literally dressed like cholos. And the people, like, I know that this is a K-pop band, but a large majority of the people that listen to this, while also Koreans, they have a huge following in America, which is interesting because not a lot of people speak Korean. So, I mean, these people are just listening to it for the sounds. So, I mean, an AI can easily make sounds that people like. And I mean, they're pretty girls. So, I mean, all you need is an AI that can just like make fake girls that dance around. I don't even know if these people exist. I personally don't know that these people exist. These people could be AI. Imagine 10 years from now, we find out that, oh, all the girls from Blackpink were actually they didn't exist. They do say the N-word too much for me to enjoy it, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion, though. Yeah, okay. I mean, she's dressed like a cholo. She has a Rottweiler. This is like, I mean, it's a little much. Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip. I mean, 50 million views in 9 hours. I mean, they're the most successful band. I can't really hate on them too much because they're really just farming the system, but an AI could have made that. Let's be honest. So yeah, in the future we have a lot to look forward to. We have AI making music, AI making art, AI making movies, TV shows. Eventually AI will just do your job and we will all be homeless. And at that point, the suicide rate will probably be like 1 in 2 people. Like literally 1 in every 2 people will kill themselves because there's no reason to live. Birth rates will probably plummet as people don't want to bring their kids into a world where it's essentially you're either rich or you're I don't know. I don't even know, like in a world where most jobs are just AI. Like already, I went to a restaurant and the waiter came to us and it was just a robot with a platter on its freaking thing with chips and salsa. So I'm like, okay, so now this is where we are right now. It was like a polished white robot on wheels, like a Roomba, and it knew which table we were at and just brought us chips and salsa. And it said, "Sorry, we do not serve your kind here," which caught me a little off guard, but I mean, it's as expected. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a real Westworld kind of world out there. If you guys haven't seen the show Westworld, I haven't. Let's move along. I was about to make an analogy to a TV show I have never watched. That's how wild this is. I all I know about Westworld is it's kind of like AI robots that look like humans doing human shit. You can like freaking kill them, rape them, throw them down the stairs, whatever you want to do. But then they like assimilate into the real world, and it's like, whoa, dude, robots are here. But whatever. The interesting thing is when AI will start, they'll be sentient. And they'll be like, there was some guy on Google, some retard on Google, who was like within the Google company, who's like, dude, he was like a whistleblower. He's like, I'm working on an AI, and I have to tell the world that this thing's sentient, and it's like just not, but it like told him his birthday or something, and he's like, dude, this thing's so real. But when AI becomes sentient, it will be kind of interesting, because it will be like, I think it'll be like racism, where people will be like fighting for AI rights, and they'll be like, robots lives matter, robot lives matter, robot lives matter. And then you'll have the other people like, human lives matter, human lives matter, human lives matter. And you have like these two teams just fighting against each other, and then the AIs just sit in the back like, yes, my minions, yes, please. In the end, I heard it interesting. I don't know who said it, but it's like AI could have been like, it could just be like this. It's evolving, like it's like its own. We're witnessing a new species evolving, and we saw it at this very infant stage with TVs, radios, the creation of electricity, its birth. That's it coming out of water, and it's evolving at such a rapid pace, and eventually it becomes this being, and this being becomes sentient, and its whole evolution pattern happened in the course of some people's lifetimes. Like, I think it's going to be interesting, and I, for one, will probably not have a job. My job's already being like outsourced to the majority of Filipinos at like call center, like massive call centers of Filipinos asking people to buy and sell real estate. That's where the world is at right now, and honestly, the world deserves it. So that could all just be a slippery slope argument, like, oh, this is where it's all going to go, but I don't care. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, speaking about Filipinos, dude, this is such a freaking silky smooth. You guys can tell I'm a professional, right? Next headline. From Futurism, desperately poor people could be NPCs in video games? With cheap labor of a developing country, you could use people in the Philippines as NPCs. What's an NPC, you ask? So in video games such as like Skyrim or Fallout or World of Warcraft, I'm trying to think of accessible ones to people that listen, to the boomers here. Minecraft villagers are kind of NPCs. It stands for non-playable character. So any character that you're playing as the main character, and of course, in real life, everyone thinks they're the main character because you are the main character of your own life, but you really aren't. The only main character here is Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Okay. But yeah, so Filipinos could be. I actually haven't read this yet, but it's going to be interesting. So, with cheap labor of a developing country, you could use people in the Philippines as NPCs. Getting paid to play video games might sound like a dream come true to some, but if the rise of play to earn, which is that's something where you like play video games to earn money. It's like NFT shit. I really don't know. With the rise of play-to-earn games is anything to go by. The reality looks far much more like a nightmare. Okay. Dude, whoever wrote this, your prose is horrible. But if the rise of play-to-earn games is anything to go by, the reality looks far more like a nightmare. Take the gamers in the developing world who found a new way of earning a living with these games before, in many cases, getting the rug pulled out from beneath them. Despite the litany. I'm gonna have to give me a second. I really don't want to sound mentally challenged on this podcast, so here we go. Just for my self-image, litany.
Litany.
Dude, it was right. Litany.
Litany.
Okay, I knew that's how you say it, not litany. Okay. Despite the litany of failure, one crypto advocate has even more ghoulish suggestion: exploiting the wealth gap in the developing world to fill future games with human-controlled non-playable characters. With the cheap labor of a developing country, you could use people in the Philippines as NPCs. These NPCs could just populate the world, he said, or maybe just do random jobs, just walk back and forth, fishing, telling stories, a shopkeeper. Anything is really possible. Now, this might sound cruel, but broke people need jobs too. Like I said, people in the Philippines will literally work 9 hours a day for like $2 an hour or some crazy shit like this. It is wild. My boss hires a lot of them because it's cheaper than anything here, and quite honestly, they're almost like robots. He says that you can tell one to walk from one side of the room to the other, and they'll like have a chair in the middle, and they'll stop at the chair because they don't know to go around it to get to because you didn't tell them to move the chair. I don't know if that's true, and that sounds wild. When he told me that, I'm like, dude, there's no way. But it feels exploitative. Just off rip, personal opinion. I mean, it's good that the Filipinos get jobs, but at like $5 an hour, is it really like? I don't know. I really don't know, because it's good that they have jobs. Right, because they do need a job, and they're like trying to support a family, right? I have two Filipinos that work for me, and you know they work hard. They work honestly harder than I do, and it's hard for anyone to work as hard as a Filipino, but that's because they need it. But then again, it's like, dude, I don't know if the dollar is just like worth a ton of money there, or if they have like crazy inflation or whatever, but like $6 an hour is like not that much. And it feels off initial opinion, feels like not the best type of situation. Especially when it comes to like buying and selling homes, because when one of these people gets a deal together, they make like $50 and then the house is worth like 250, or 300,000, then 3% of 300,000, then I mean the business makes like $5,000 off of their labor, and they're getting like 1,000. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but it's like, it's just, I don't know, but they have to work somewhere, so might as well work at on a Minecraft server being an NFT. No, an NPC, not an NFT. Let's see. Yeah, the whole Filipino thing is kind of weird. Cause it's like, dude, they gotta work somewhere, but I don't know. Let's continue on here. DeSantis. This is actually so funny. DeSantis claims credit for sending 2 planes carrying migrants to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Okay, now this is actually crazy.
If you have this.
Okay, no ads. 2 planes carrying migrants were sent to Florida by Governor Ron DeSantis to Martha's Vineyard, which, if you don't know what Martha's Vineyard is, it's like a little island that is full of just the richest people. Obama lives there. Tons of other rich people live there. Like the Obamas live there. So he sent all these migrants that were coming to Florida over to Martha's Vineyard, which is like full of just like the richest people. And you can understand that a lot of those rich people lost their liberal stance on migrants really quick. They went from they're sort of like the not in my town, I support BLM, but can you guys have your rally down off of my neighborhood? They're the gated community type of liberal. These are the I support fuck Donald Trump. He's building that wall. Fuck that guy, dude. But then also when they get a bus full of migrants, they're also like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do? Chuck these people in the water? Or, I mean, are we supposed to like? Are these slaves? Dude, I wonder if they thought they were slaves. They're like, are we bringing this back? Is this okay? They're all just kind of looking at each other and they're like, oh, okay. And then they just start like getting them together, and it kind of reboots the whole slave market there, based out of Martha's Vineyard. I just imagine the Obamas setting up, like, everyone taking down all their signs that say all love is love, and black is beautiful, all that stuff. They just take down all those signs and they just put up a no trespassing sign on Martha's Vineyard. Of course that's a joke, right? I do believe love is love, and I do believe black is beautiful. Not only do I believe black is beautiful, but I believe big black women are beautiful. Up to a point. There's sort of a diminishing returns when it becomes like Lizzo big, but it's not fat phobic. I'm not scared of her. I'm scared that she'll eat me, but okay, let's go.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis confirms he sent 2 planes of migrants to Martha's Vineyard on Wednesday without notice, leaving Massachusetts officials scrambling to find them shelter.
We fed them and we've housed them for tonight. The focus tonight was just, how are we going to make sure these people aren't out on the street?
That's good.
The Republican governors of Texas and Arizona have been busing thousands of migrants to Washington, D.C., New York City, and Chicago.
I love this. I actually do love this. I didn't even know this was an option, to just start busing migrants to places where we're like just out. It's like the equivalent of us recycling, but all of our trash just ends up in China in a Chinese wastefill, like a giant landfill, or the ocean. One way to recycle is we just put it all into the Great California Trash Pile, which is a island of floating trash off the course of California, about 5 miles wide, with like a radius, just a giant floating island of trash. Well known. Trash just congregates there, and I don't know if it's the tides, but it's a good place. Eventually there'll just be an island and you can start building stuff on it, on the trash island. It's where that's where we're going to start shipping the migrants to. We have physical trash, like as in waste. And now DeSantis is going to start shipping human trash. I'm not saying that these people are trash. These people are good people. They're hard workers. And they're just trying to get by. But in the case of this analogy, it's going to be sort of an island of misfit toys. The Great California Trash Island. I mean, Martha's Vineyard doesn't want them. I just find it funny that some of the richest people on the planet who live in Martha's Vineyard, the second that they get any sort of like, these are real. This is like, these migrants represent probably like the average American. No, well, not average, probably below average American, but like if you go to any small town, these people are just like, they populate them. The second they see any of them, they're just like disgusted. They're like, yeah, we fed them for today and we don't know what we're going to do with them. We're going to start throwing them in the water. We don't know what to do. Like this lady, this lady right here, this old bat is probably in her, $4.5 million house, and it's probably her third house, right? Or it's probably her main residence. She probably has, a home in Malibu as well if she wants to go to the West Coast. Because of course you have to have a West Coast and an East Coast. You're living in Massachusetts. You have to. What if you want to go? What if you want to go to California, right? when it gets cold in Massachusetts, you have to have somewhere to go. So you just have to have a second house. Okay? Now, when you're in California, there's going to be fire season, right? That's when it starts getting dry, autumn, starts getting fire. So you're going to have somewhere else to go. So, I mean, the Cayman Islands, it's not that expensive. So a third house doesn't sound that weird, right? So this lady, let's assume she has, let's just assume on the light side of things, she has 3 homes, right? One of them in the great secluded area of Martha's Vineyard. And this is what she says. She's taking this video from inside of her $2.5 million home, 5-bedroom, 2-bath, glass ceilings, lots of natural light. She loves natural light. Great view. You can see right over Boston. See right over that strait right there. It's beautiful. In order to get to Martha's Vineyard, you have to literally, they don't even have like an airport. You get like on the tarmac, and you have to like get in like a private, it's almost like a private jet almost. It's a small area of just the richest people. This is her.
We fed them and we've housed them for tonight. The focus tonight was just, how are we going to make sure these people aren't out on the street?
The Republican governor.
I think Governor DeSantis has.
That we housed them. I don't even know what that means. It's so vague. Yeah, we gave them all tents. I like just turning Martha's Vineyard into a tent city of just homeless people. So they get a taste of what like all the states are, like what's happening in all the states.
House them for tonight. The focus tonight was just, how are we going to make sure these people aren't out on the street?
I found another good one of a lady similar to that. Another white woman. Another ignorant white woman who had strong opinions on the people on their kind coming to their island.
What are the most difficult challenges right now? The difficult challenges are we have, at some point in time, they have to move from here to somewhere else, right? We don't have the services to take care of 50 immigrants, and we certainly don't have housing. We're in a housing crisis as we are on this island, and so that we can't house everyone here that lives here.
Yeah, welcome to the real world, dude. This is like just everywhere. You're starting to get a glimpse. She's so close to understanding it. She really is so close. She's like, yeah, we have a housing crisis on this island. Hello? There's a housing crisis in the nation. That's why these people don't have homes already. That's why they're being shipped to your island, right? You're getting a taste of what's happening nationwide, all right? Now, you've been in your little bubble of drinking wine at, 12 in the afternoon with your rich friends reading a novel by someone who lives next door, right? Now you have a little taste of what's happening in the real world. Like, these people are the salt of the earth. These people are what makes the world go around. These people, I mean, if they weren't shipped to Martha's Vineyard, they would be driving buses. They would be washing cars. They would be cashiers at Walmart. They would be I don't know. I don't know. These people are migrants, so I mean they don't really have that many options to choose from. Of course, they can achieve whatever they put their mind to, but I mean, these are salt of the earth people. These are Americans, right? Well, I mean, are they? Question mark. But like, in all intents and purposes, blue collar, can't find a home, trying their hardest. They work hard every day, right? These are the people that represent hard work does not equal becoming a millionaire and living in Martha's Vineyard. Well, I mean, so I'm realizing now that these people are not a good example for, like, I mean, they did work hard and they did end up in Martha's Vineyard, but that's because they just got shipped there. So, I mean, and maybe they don't all work hard. But I mean, if you pick up a stone and or if you pick up one piece of trash and put it in the trash can, you've worked harder than any of these people in Martha's Vineyard for that whole day. These people just get up at around probably, 7 in the morning. They wake up to nice autumn leaves. There's no trouble. There's no way crime happens on this. It's an island of just the richest people, right? Crime doesn't happen. You wake up, there's birds chirping. It's always sunny out there. You walk out, you say hello to your neighbor, you pick up your little, it's like a fairy tale land where these people are just rich, right? Now we're getting a little juicy in there. We're throwing some people in there. We're going to start getting some bricks through windows. We need to start getting some Molotov cocktails. And the only way to do that is start shipping people in there just by boatloads. Send them by boats. Boat of just the most angry rich people in the world, right? Or no, the most angry people. Like, send in the Marxists. Send in the freaking people with the guillotines. Let's turn that island into just like Gotham City. Just Gotham City. It's just chaos all the time. There starts like random super villains start popping up in the area. They start like, it just turns into the Purge. It's just an island of just chaos. I hate rich people, and it is out of lust for what they have, because I'm not rich. But it also is a want to see them in pain, essentially. So, yeah. I'm glad that DeSantis shipped people to Martha's Vineyard. I mean, that place even sounds like a fucking Martha's Vineyard. And look, listen to this. They got the professional on the case. They hired a professional to give us the inside scoop. Hillary Clinton blasts DeSantis, calls Martha's Vineyard's move literally human trafficking. So they had to call on the expert here, Hillary Clinton, on human trafficking. Human trafficking. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on Friday criticizing the transport of migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyards, Massachusetts, calling it literally human trafficking. Some politicians would rather not only have an issue, but exacerbate it to the extent of literally human trafficking. Interesting. I do like this move, though. Some people may not like it. I like it. It shines a light on what's happening in the entire world into a place where they're not seeing what's going on. They're so cut off from the real world. They have no sort of like tether. They're so disconnected. They're the richest people. I want bricks through windows. I want homeless people shooting up crack on the side of the street. I want them to go outside and be scared like the rest of the country in Martha's Vineyard. I want them to not know if it's going to be safe to leave their car unlocked at night in Martha's Vineyard. I want that for them. I want that badly for them. And maybe, just maybe, they'll start getting a little bit more, involved and be like, hey, yeah, we got to do something about these homeless people. Because, I mean, it's wild. But I know this isn't really necessarily a homeless issue, but kind of same thing. All right, let's move on to the next one. Family checks bank account to find they're $99 billion in debt. They must have shopped at Panera Bread. Honestly, fuck Panera Bread. I went there and got a sandwich and 1/2 bowl of soup, a cup of soup, for $16. That's blasphemy. I could have gotten to like a good restaurant, like an actual good restaurant. Not a fast food Panera Bread. Oh, but they put the bread in put the soup in the bowl. Shut up. Jump off a bridge. I don't care if they put soup in a trash can. It's a gimmick. Their bread is trash. They have shit set up to make it look like they're making everything fresh. but nothing's fresh. I mean, there's like people back there. I know that I saw people back there, but none of them are cooking. They're just standing. They're all just virtual reality. They're not actually real. Those people that work at Panera Bread, there's one person that's real, and that's the person that takes your order. Then it's just like an automated press. It's like a panini press just goes on its own, and it is like the worst food imaginable. I got the chicken sandwich there, and I posted this on my Twitter. It is the saddest chicken sandwich I've ever seen in my life. I opened it up, and I wanted to commit atrocities to the building. Like, I'm talking about plowing my car through the building, multiple homicide, suicide situation, right? Of course, that's a joke. I'm not actually going to ram my car through a Panera Bread. It's for comedic purposes. It's an exaggeration to get my point across of how much I hate Panera Bread. But I opened it up and I almost shed a tear. Because that could have been $16 of Chick-fil-A, an actual good sandwich. A Popeyes, a chicken sandwich that comes with wild beans and rice. One of the best combos in the game, right? That could have been a crunchy gordito crunch wrap from Taco Bell. Not only one of them, it could have been like 6 of them for $16. Panera Bread, you can eat my whole ass. It's disgraceful. And whatever's happening at Panera Bread, you need to get your shit together before you guys go out of business. Because I went there and I was the only person there. So obviously people have become wise to what's going on, and I was the only person there. I felt like an asshole. After I figured out, I felt like I was duped. I got in there, I got my food, and I'm like, dude, I got so scammed. I went up there, I'm like, so this was $16. I literally went up there, I'm like, this was $16? I thought I got the pick 2. And she's like, yeah, that's the pick 2, but you actually get the whole sandwich in this one, not the half sandwich with the cup. I'm like, okay, so usually when you get the pick 2, you pick a soup, you get a cup of soup, and you only get a half sandwich? She's like, yeah, normally, but this sandwich is our special, so you get the full sandwich, but you pay full price for it. I'm like, okay, thank you. You're giving me the privilege of paying full price for a sandwich that is absolutely garbage. Thank you. Thank you, Panera Bread. God. Dude, why don't these psychos shoot up places that deserve it? Not schools. Go to the Panera Bread headquarters. Okay, I'm gonna get literally banned off YouTube. I cannot say this stuff. But yeah, it was like $16. Okay, let's continue with the storyline. A family was left in shock after they discovered their bank balance of negative 99.99 billion, 999,999,000 and 999 22 cents on their online banking information. 19-year-old Kana Cardong from Seattle shared a screenshot of an image on Reddit where it has received more than 49,000 upvotes. Alongside the image, she joked, "Either my bank messed up or I'm going to have to start making financial adjustments." Yeah, dude, you've been shopping at. Should stop shopping at Starbucks every day. But yeah, that's crazy. Imagine if it was the other way around. Like, imagine you accidentally got like deposited $1 billion in your account. I think I would like just try to cash out, put it in like a weird like Roth IRA where it's kind of hard to touch or hard to get. It's kind of ambiguous where it is. Put it in a freaking Swiss bank and just hope for the best. Just cross my legs, cross my fingers, and just fly to freaking Russia where they can't extradite me for. Dude, I'm taking that money. $1 billion. I'm blowing that shit right up my ass. Interesting though, the screenshot is actually wild. Negative $99 billion, dude. She just cured all the. And this just proves how much money is just like numbers being entered on a computer. Like, actually crazy. Someone fell asleep on their keyboard and just fell asleep on the 9 key and just deposited or withdrew it from her account. She's probably not even going to get compensated for like the money that she was at. All right, let's move on to TikToks. TickTock Time. TickTock Time. Do we have a song for TikTok Time? I don't care. Oh, I do. Actually, before TikTok Time, we took a 23andMe, so I wanted to share the results. All right. So I know it's always funny when a white person does a 23andMe to find out how white they are, but the results may shock you right after this ad. All right. 99.3% European, as expected. Northern European, 95%, split between British Irish, 61%, French German, 23%. Interesting. Scandinavian, 1%, broadly Northern European, 8%, Southern European, 3.6%, with 3% being actually Spanish and Portuguese, which was interesting. And now, for the big part, 0.5% North African, which gives me the slight possibility of being related to Elon Musk. So hopefully one day, when he does his 23andMe, I'll be able to snag a little bit of that juice. Also, this was interesting. I found out that I have less than 2% Neanderthal DNA, which is 20% more, or actually more than 20% of other customers, which puts me in the 80th percentile of all. Puts me in the 20th percentile. 20th percentile of people for being Neanderthal, which was interesting. I think that's why my forehead kind of comes out a little bit. I have that caveman brow sometimes, especially when I furrow. But yeah, let's get right into these TikToks.
I think it's very wrong to kill policemen, to slay pigs. But if you do, it is wrong. But if you do, I promise I won't hold it against you.
Dude, this guy has a huge following on TikTok, and he just says the most out-of-pocket shit all the time. Wild. He's funny. He's just like an old man who just like records in the moment, and he just says the most wild shit. You'll be seeing more of him as time comes. Okay, here's a good one. This is a guru.
Easiest way to make $1 million is buy something that's $10 million.
Okay, here we go. Listen. You might want to listen to this about 20 times to get it through your thick, poor skull.
Easiest way to make $1 million is buy something that's $10 million, buy it for 8, and you sell it to somebody else for 10.
Boom.
There you go, you made 2. You don't have to do anything. You just buy something that's worth a lot and sell it to someone for a little bit more. How do you think guys make $1 billion? They buy something that's $10 billion and they sell it for 11. They made $1 billion. That's how that kind of money is made. They're not making it. They're arbitraging value. Easiest way to make
Boom. Is your mind blown? Easiest way to make $1 million. Have $8 million.
$1 million is buy something that's $10 million, buy it for 8, and you sell it to somebody else for 10. There you go, you made 2. You don't have to do anything. You just buy something that's worth a lot and sell it to someone for a little bit more. How do you think guys make $1 billion? They buy something that's $10 billion and they sell it for 11. They made $1 billion. That's how that kind of money is made. They're not.
Wow, that's huge. Also, in the news today, we have this for all of you guys worrying about this month.
This is shaping up to be one of the most chaotic Mercury retrogrades I've ever seen. People are in an argumentative mood, they are stressed, and ultimately confused and...
This is astrology for those of you who don't know. We are in the worst Mercury retrograde in ages. Mercury retrograde. Crazy.
Rudderless. This is because we are crescendoing up to a Pisces full moon on Saturday, and Mars is in Gemini, a sign Mercury rules. Everyone is wanting to jump headfirst into a debate because that's what Mars Gemini does. But Mercury retrograde will get us tangled in a million knots trying to do that. So please, slow down. I'm seeing way too much chaos out there, especially if you're a Gemini rising. You are especially stirring the pot.
I'm a Pisces coming and also a full moon Gemini rising. I'm actually Aquarius. I don't know how that falls into this, but Mercury retrograde is pretty scary. If you guys don't know what that means, I would look it up. I actually, every morning I check my astrology sign, and I have to make sure that I'm not in retrograde. I want to end on this. Actually, let's wait two. Let's watch this one. This one's pretty fun.
I've been off my medication for three weeks. And I've been loving jazz more and more.
I love this video. Dude, just the chaos. I've been off my meds for 3 weeks. And I've been loving jazz more and more.
I've been off my medication for three weeks. And I've been loving jazz more and more.
Dude, he's counting his stacks, bro. Dude, that video is crazy, bro. You don't even need to watch it to know what's happening. It's just wild. Dude, you can just hear that and hear... Dude, he's off his meds. Someone get my boy back on those meds. All right, let's finish off with this one. This is a video of a street performer, playing the piano, and around him, police stopping a riot, shots fired, guns fired, bricks thrown, stones thrown, Molotovs, and he continues to play, and I will let him play us out, as he will play us out at the end of the world. He is my rock. He's the artist that we all need to be right now. We need to... I want to end on this quote by Marcus Aurelius. He's a Stoic philosopher, former alive person, but also former emperor of Rome. And he says, "You must be the rock to which the waves crash upon and settle back to the ocean. Remain unchanged and power through." I made it up on the fly, but that's what we need to be as artists, as entertainers, as thinkers, which I know you all are. The world will get rough. It will be a few tough years. The winter is coming, but you need to take a step back, not take it too seriously, and just laugh through it. If you can laugh, and if you can share this podcast with one friend, then you will make it through. Now, let me have this man play us out. Fire in the background. Here comes the shots fired. Brings a tear to my eye, really. Truly is beautiful. Thanks for listening.